Shalom is what we're going to get started in just a few seconds. Shalom is what we're going to get started in just a few seconds. All right, Shalom Israel. Today is Wednesday night, biblical law class / scripture breakdown. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in the Commander Juliana. I'm preaching officer of 1,000 Natazab. And like I said, today is the Wednesday night law class. If you got any questions, make sure you put your questions in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the class, share the class. It's important for us to push this truth and get this truth out there to people who don't know about it. You know, that's the whole purpose of the truth. Once you come into the knowledge of the truth, it's about you waking other brothers and sisters up. So how we gonna do that is if you support these classes and you press that like button and you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so you can know every time we go live or anytime we drop a new content. So also, if you tuning in, make sure you put your name, city, and state. Baba Kashar. This is ISUBK Sacramento, ISUBK Pacific Northwest. This is how we're gonna be doing the classes from now on. You know what I'm saying? Because we got brotherhood. So you know, today what I want to talk about is so-called Black and Hispanics or indigenous people being oppressed together. You understand? And then why this is so important is because we don't understand, because of the oppressor being such a devil and being such a demon. He convinced Black and Hispanic people that we are two entirely different races of people, when really Black and Hispanic people or indigenous people, Latinos, whatever you want to call them, we are actually the same people. Not only are we in captivity together, you understand, but we have the same culture. We descend from the same man, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Everything, our Constitution is his Bible. Our records is in his book. And like I said, the oppressor is so much of a devil. He convinced us that all because we are all not the same color, that we're not the same people. He convinced us because we speak a different language, that we're not the same people. You know what I mean? He didn't use so many different taxes to separate so-called Black and Hispanic and Native American Indians. Why? Because every nation on this planet, they know that when Black, Hispanic, and Natives join together and we gather ourselves together, we stronger than any other race of people, man. And the Bible promised us that we was going to be stronger than any other nation. So, you know, I want to talk about that. The first scripture I'm going to pull is John 8:44. Let's go there right quick. And like I said, if you tuning in, make sure you put your name, city, and state so I can mark you down for attendance. This is ISUBK Sacramento, ISUBK Pacific Northwest. Let's go to John chapter 8, verse 44. And also, if you got any questions, like I said, make sure you put them in the chat. All right, so John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil. This is what you got to understand. The people that's running America today, and the people and the other white people that's not running America, they regular citizens like us. They walk their dogs, they work 9 to 5s. You understand? They raising their children. You understand? They doing whatever they voting. They paying taxes. You got to understand that they're no different from the people that oppressed Black people 400 years ago, 300 years ago, 200 years ago. There's no difference. Let's read that again. It says, "Ye are of your father, the devil." These people, father, are the devil. What does devil mean? Devil means deceiver. You understand? They are of their father, the devil. They descended from a race of people that are complete liars. You understand? Because that's what devil means. Devil means deceiver. It means liar. Europeans descend from a race of people who are known to be liars. You know how I know? The Native American Indians had over 370 treaties with the Europeans when the settlers when they got here. The Dutch, the Irish, the British, the Italians. You understand? All of them. They made over 370 treaties with all these different Caucasian people, and they broke every single one. Why? Because they are devils. They liars, man. And that's another reason why the Native American Indians said that this is a race of people that speak with a forked tongue. They born with a silver spoon and speak with a forked tongue, meaning that you cannot trust them. On one hand, they tell you that we don't want war and we love you and we support you, but on the other hand, war is in their heart. On the other hand, they actively trying to figure out a way that they can oppress you. You understand? That's exactly what Christopher Columbus wrote in his memoirs. He said the Native American Indians is such a loving and kind and compassionate people that they'll be so easy to conquer. That's how the oppressor will look at you, man. So let's keep reading. It said, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him." Right. And from the beginning, he told lies from the beginning, man. Just like that serpent in the Garden of Eden. That's all the oppressor do, and that's all he known for. He known for telling lies. Nothing that comes out of his mouth is the truth, and that's why you shouldn't. When an oppressor get to talking, you let him talk for too much. He'd be the damn near convince you of whatever it is that he's trying that y'all talking about is the truth, and it's not. You understand? Now, I've been arguing with people on Instagram and TikTok as of recently, right? And they sound it sounds so convincing. They say, the Native American Indians sold this land to my ancestors. The Mexicans sold Texas, and none of that's true. None of that's true. They came through, they hopped off them ships looking like Michael Myers with a sword, and they invaded these lands. They burned the teepees. They slaughtered the buffalo. You understand? And they did all these evil things to the Native American Indians. They didn't get this land because they was righteous and they worked hard for it. And that's why the Bible said what? He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, but because there is no truth in him. Like Donald Trump came out and said that the Mexicans stealing the jobs. They lazy. They bring in crime. You understand? They assault women and children. He painted this whole narrative about Native American Indians when really that's what his people did when they came here. When they came to America, that's what they did. They slaughtered women and children. You understand? They used bio warfare and gave them blankets with smallpox. They set the teepees on fire. They blatantly and purposely killed all the buffalo because they knew that was the Native American Indians' main food supply. They followed the buffalo wherever they roamed. You understand? They used the buffalo hide. They used the meat. They used to make beef jerky. They did everything surrounded. Everything. Their whole livelihood was surrounded by the buffalo. This was their main food source, and they came and they murdered the buffalo on purpose. Why? To starve them out. You understand? So when Donald Trump come and he try to paint narratives that the Native American Indians, they bring in crime in there, they assault women and children in there, they bring in drugs into the communities. When they come and try to paint all these narratives about natives, you got to go back in history. You got to go back in history. You got to ask yourself, what did Europeans bring when they came here? What did they bring? They brought everything that the oppressors saying that the Hispanics people are bringing. You understand why? He said, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. The oppressor is a liar, and he's the father of it. The indigenous people are not bringing drugs here. How can they bring drugs here when America is the biggest drug dealer? They started the Contras, went over there and did all this stuff with the Contras just to make all that money off the wars that was going on in Central America. They made millions of dollars, billions of dollars off the war that was going on in Central America to take that money and to fund the drug trade, to bring drugs into the inner cities of America, to destroy the black stronghold, to destroy the black man. You understand? That's literally what they did. And then we just now being able to see the effects of it in the early 2000s and the late 2000s. You understand? That's what they did. They brought drugs to America. They brought crime to America. Look at the Italians when they got here. When the Italians got to America, what did they do? They committed crime to get to the top. You understand? They became a crime syndicate. They committed crime to get to the top. The same thing with the Jewish man, the Italian man, the British, the Russians. They all committed crime. They became crime families, man. In order to survive, because poverty creates crime. So when you're in poverty and you create crime as a result to being in poverty. You understand? But they try to penalize black people and say that we created this. They try to penalize Hispanic people and indigenous people and say that we the ones that created all of this. When really we learned from them. We learned if we is committing crime, which we ain't doing it on no level compared to the Europeans at all. You better look at the statistics. So we ain't doing it on no level compared to them. But if we are, and some of us are, we got it from them. You understand? And that's why the Bible say, envy thou not the oppressor. We envy these people. We see that they committed crime and they became Scarface and they became, Al Capone and Valentine's Day Massacre and, they became all these big gangsters that they make all these movies about like they was superheroes. Like there was somebody to be notarized and there was somebody to be, uplifted. Like we followed them and we try to follow those footsteps because Al Capone looked at somebody that was powerful and great. He helped his people. You know what I mean? Bugsy and all these Italian gangsters, they looked at as great in their community. You understand? Because they sacrificed and they committed crime to rise to the top. So what do Black and Hispanics do? We try to commit crime and rise to the top. But it's never going to work. You understand? Because that's not our culture. And that's what we have to understand as a people. It's never going to work. You understand? We horrible at committing crime. We horrible at being drug dealers. We horrible at being pimps and whores and prostitutes, but they try to convince us that we good at it. But we horrible at it. You understand? So let's drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy so I can get some more, so I can give you a little bit more insight of what I'm talking about. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6, Bishop. Let's get some more insight on what I'm talking about. Because it was never meant for Black people to be, criminals. That has always been the oppressor's way of life. That has always been his culture, no matter where he went. Just check his background, check his pedigree, check his track record. When he came to America, what did he do? Rob, rape, steal, murder, unalive. That's what he did. When he went to South Africa, he did the same thing. When they went to Palestine, they did the same thing. When they went to Japan, they did the same thing. You understand? When they went to Taiwan, they did the same thing. When they went to Korea, they did the same thing. When they went to the Middle East, they did the same thing. They have a repetitive history of committing crime wherever they go. They have a repetitive history of breaking international law, sovereign law, civil law. They break laws wherever they go. That's their culture. You understand? So let's drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. He said, that's 4 verse 6. It said, but ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Right. But if you cleave into the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's how you cleave into the Lord, by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments. It said, but every one of you that kept the law, statutes, and commandments, you alive to this day. So if you want to know why Black people are dying, you want to know why Black people get unalived in the streets by police officers, you want to know why we going in prison and dying in prison, you know what I'm saying? Like Robert Brooks, where they just execute this brother and beat him on a goddamn examination table in the back, you know what I'm saying, hospital room on some examination table. You want to know why he lost his life? Because it said, well, but ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Because we not cleaving to our God. How do we cleave into our God? This is what you understand. The Lord gave, this Bible right here, man, this is our Constitution right here. This is our records. And the Lord gave Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians instructions on how we should live our life. You understand? He gave us instructions on how we supposed to behave, on what we can and can't eat, how we supposed to deal with each other, what's marriage, what's not marriage. You understand? What to not serve another God, only serve him. He gave us instruction. You understand? We don't follow that instruction because why? Because spineless Christian pastors then told Black people that we can serve the Lord on our own terms and do whatever we want. Just follow this, chase happiness. That's what you should be doing. So now Black people are chasing happiness in their everyday life, and we've been destroyed because of that. We're not cleaving into our God. You can't cleave unto your God by being a Muslim, by being a Christian, by being religious, by burning sage, by smoking weed. You can't cleave into your God by breaking God's laws. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going. It said, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments. So you see that the Lord said he taught us statutes and judgments. He didn't teach us religion. He didn't teach us Christianity. He didn't teach us to wear a cross. You understand? He didn't teach us that jumping over a broom and throwing rice is marriage. He didn't teach us that you can marry outside your race. You can come as you are. God didn't teach us that. What did he say? He said, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments." The Lord taught us statutes, and He taught us judgments. Because what is a statute? A statute is a law, essentially, and a judgment is something that comes with you breaking that statute or breaking that law. You understand? So the Lord told us that, hey, if you eat shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork, you're going to get high blood pressure. You're going to get gout. You're going to get all these different parasites in your body when you have to do all these detox and get all these worms out your body. That's what's going to happen to you. You understand? He said, I have taught you statutes and judgments. The Lord taught us statutes and judgments for breaking these. He taught us judgments for breaking these laws or breaking these statutes. So if you decide to go and get inside an interracial marriage with some white woman that you're attracted to, it's a judgment for that. You understand? You gonna get pulled over by her dad. I know you see the video when you got a young brother in high school was dating a white woman in high school, and her father was a cop, and he pulled him over specifically because he knew that he was dating his daughter. Mind you, he didn't even know his daughter was in the back seat. As soon as they got pulled over, she hopped in the back seat to hide. So the father, the white man, pulls his brother over and says, "Get out the car." He like, "For what? I didn't commit any crime." He said, "I don't give a damn. You date my daughter. I don't want you dating my daughter. You about to go to jail." So then she jumped from behind the back seat like, "Man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" So then he ended up throwing both of them in a police car, which eventually he ended up losing his job. But why go through that just to be in a relationship with a white woman? Why go through that? Especially if her father's a goddamn cop. We see how much the cops killing black people every goddamn day. What's the point? It ain't that much love in the world, man. But your pastor then convinced you that you can be in an interracial marriage, and there is no judgment for it. When God says the opposite, God don't say that. Let's keep going. He said, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments." He didn't teach us religion, man, and how to be Christian and Muslim. "Even as the Lord my God commanded me that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it." The Lord said we supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments in the land that we go to possess. You understand? Right now, we in America. We not possessing this land, but we in America, and this still applies. We supposed to keep all of God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Why? Because this is what gives us our identity. This is what separates us from everybody else. This is what makes us a people. This right here, keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. Because if you don't, and you decide to be a homosexual, eat pork, eat shrimp, crab, lobster, be in an interracial marriage, you're just like everybody else. You understand? You just like everybody else. You partaking in their culture. You understand? Okay, let's keep going. It said, "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sights of the nation." Right? Other nations supposed to see that we keeping God's laws, and they're supposed to be like, "This is a wise and understanding people." You understand? This is like, so you mean to tell me that nobody in your community is on drugs? And we supposed to be like, nah. And they supposed to be like, why? Because we got laws against witchcraft. Because that's what drugs is. That's what selling drugs is. That's called a wizard in the Bible. We got laws against you selling drugs in the Bible. That's why we don't have drug dealers. That's why we don't have nobody strung out on fentanyl, bent over like they trying to touch their toes in PE class. We don't have that because we got laws against these things. Hey, Shalom Christ says, Yahweh Shema Dabashim Yahshai. Most High Christ for tuning in and putting your name, city, and state. Damn right. And they said, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments." And they said, "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sights of the nations." Right. The other nations supposed to see that we don't have no homosexuals, we don't have no lesbians in our community, and they don't ask why. Why don't y'all have this? Everybody else got it. Why don't y'all got it? All because that's against the laws of God. That's why. You understand? And they will say, "Dad, you know what? That is a wise and understanding people. They don't have to worry about diseases. They don't have to worry about their people not being able to populate. They ain't got to worry about the things that we worry about. Like everybody think that Donald Trump uh, stopped this LGBT stuff. You understand, and stopped abortion because he cared about black people and Hispanic people. No, he did that because he's in fear at the rate of white people not being able to have children. So if he allowed the America to continue to be the part of the LGBTQ and continue to have abortions, there won't be no more white people in the next 100 years from now. You understand? Because they already not populate like how black and Hispanic people populate. You understand? And that's what they in fear of. But the other nations, they supposed to look at us and see that we got laws that's against that. You understand? We got laws that's against this way of life that America that told us that we can live. That your Christian pastor they convinced black people because he's not concerned with fixing black people that we should live. We got laws against that. You understand? Keep going. It said, we shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Right. I just seen a video earlier with East Indians in India sharing milk with rats. Like they literally had milk in bowls on the ground, and there's hundreds of rats running around drinking the milk, and they putting their hand in drinking the milk with the rats. When rats carry lice, they carry diseases, parasites. They had nasty rodent. You understand? And they sharing milk with this creature. Yeah, that makes no sense. Let's read this again. It said and your understanding in the sights of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. But they supposed to hear all statutes and our laws and say this is a wise and understanding people. Like just thinking about it. How do you know how many people that got sick from drinking that milk out the bowl with them rats? Hundreds of people, and they don't know why they sick. They don't know why they sick because they don't have the knowledge of what's clean and what's not clean. They don't know about that because God gave black, Hispanic, and Native these laws. You understand? The same thing with COVID-19. You know, COVID-19 started because the Chinese people they pick up a goddamn rock, find a Pokeball, and cook it on a damn stove. You know what I'm saying? They lift a damn rock up, find a Pokeball. You understand? And decided if it moved, we're gonna cook it and eat it. That's what they live by, and because of it, the whole world had to stop. The whole world stopped moving because of COVID-19. Because they decided that they want to eat something that God said was unlawful, but they didn't know why they didn't know because God did not give these people laws, statutes, and commandments. According to the Bible, you can't. The God gave us a menu in Leviticus. I think it's the 11th chapter or 19th chapter. He gave us a menu on what we can and what we can't eat. And guess what? Pangolin, which is the animal that they ate that created COVID-19, that's an animal that you are not allowed to eat because it's an unclean animal. But the Chinese don't believe in that. They believe you can eat anything as long as it moves. You understand? And that's why black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians are supposed like the Lord. We call like our name is Yasha Allah, which is Israel is an English translation. Our name in Hebrew is Yasha Allah, which means princes of God. You understand? Right now we not princes of God. You know what I'm saying? Living how we living. Right now we not princes of God because the princes of God they would enforce these laws that God gave to us on the entire planet. So then guess what? You wouldn't have to worry about the world stopping because of COVID-19. You wouldn't have to worry about getting vaccinated. You understand? You wouldn't have to worry about losing your cousin at a birthday party. You wouldn't have to worry about, dying from eating too much shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork. You wouldn't have to worry about none of the things that we worry about today. But because we're not in rulership, we have to worry. You understand? Because the Lord said He gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments, and this is supposed to be our wisdom in the sights of the nation. He didn't say He gave it to the nations. You understand? Let's keep going. It said, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and understanding in the sights of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, this is great. It's like surely this is a great, wise, and understanding people. Right. Like Donald Trump trying to make America great again by deporting all the Hispanics. You understand? He say all illegal immigrants, but this ain't about illegal immigrants. Because if this was about illegal immigrants, there wouldn't be a Chinatown in every major city because they're the biggest illegal immigrant in America. You understand? There wouldn't be an Indian town in there in every city because they the biggest illegal immigrant in America. This is only solely targeted to Hispanic people and to indigenous people, man, because they have a hatred for us. But this is supposed. They said this is supposed to be. It says surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. That's what they supposed to say about black and Hispanic people. They supposed to say we are a wise and understanding great nation. You know, America trying to make. It's impossible for Donald Trump to make America great without Hispanic people. It's impossible. The reason why you able to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and you able to have a keto diet and you able to eat all organic fruits and vegetables and wash them off with baking soda and clean them and you know what I mean, make a Caesar salad. The only reason why you able to do that is because Hispanic people. You understand? The only reason why you have a plumbing system, why your buildings is getting built, why they putting you're putting your roofs on your houses and they doing this, they laying cement, they doing all these different things is because Hispanic people are a hard working race of people. They not like white people. You understand? They not like white people at all. You'll go downtown, you'll see white people who privileged. They all they gotta do is get themselves together, get off fentanyl, because they love that fentanyl. All they gotta do is get off fentanyl, shave their beard, take a shower, throw a suit on, they'd be able to get a job anywhere in America. Anywhere. But instead you'll go downtown and you'll see them with signs that's catchy. So you can try to cater to them being homeless. They have signs like ugly and broke. So that you can pull up and you broke as well. But then you'll give them a few dollars because they made you laugh. You understand? I didn't see one of them with a sign that say too ugly to prostitute. Insane. Insane. Like that, and mind you, these people that stole everything. Like they stole a whole, like a white Europeans stole the whole America. And not only did they steal the whole America from Native American Indians, they brought African Americans here, so-called African Americans, the tribe of Judah. They brought us here, and they put both of us in slavery. And slavery generated over $25 trillion. Over $25 trillion. But like I said, still you'll go downtown and you will see white people begging with signs. But guess what you won't see doing that? You will never see Hispanic people doing it. You will never see Native American Indians doing that. They come over here and they stand in front of Home Depot and they try to find work. They stack up a couple $100, couple $1,000. They buy them a truck, buy them lawnmowers, weed whackers, you know what I'm saying, blowers, and they go try to do some lawns. You'll never see a Hispanic people. I'm from California. And I've been all over the West Coast. It's rare that you ever will see a Native American or a Hispanic people begging for change. It's virtually impossible. They don't, and you never will see that because you will see, like I said, they'd be in front of Home Depot trying to find work. They'd be selling tamales and elote on the corner. You understand? They'd be selling burritos or burrito trucks. They work every time you see these people. They working, man. They wives, they children working with them. Their husbands working all goddamn day. Steel toe boots, doing construction for 12 hours a day. They in the fields working from sun up to sundown, getting paid a couple dollars an hour. You would never see them begging for money, man. And they don't want no handouts. They'll rather work for it because it's a hard working group of people. You understand? So imagine if they rule. Because look, guess what? They call them immigrants. When Donald Trump, you got to understand, right? Donald Trump is an immigrant. Literally. Like his grandpa came over here from Germany. They changed their name to Trump because they had a bad reputation for what they did to Jewish people. So they changed their name to Trump. They came over here as immigrants. And then they was able to benefit off of them being white in America. And now Donald Trump is a goddamn president on top of him being a felon. And you want to talk about Hispanic people? Yeah, come on, man. You got to give me a break, man. But like I said, you can never make America great without Hispanic and black people, man. Because we the reason why this country was great from the beginning. But now y'all gonna see. Now y'all gonna see how much y'all needed Hispanic people. Now y'all gonna see how much y'all needed Black and Native American Indians. You understand? When all these food shortages pop up, now you gonna see. You understand? When all your companies fail, you ain't got nobody to build houses. You ain't got nobody to put the plumbing system down. You understand? You ain't got nobody to do all the hard labor that runs this country. All the hard labor that we gotta wake up and go do every single day to build this country up. Now you gonna see. You understand? So let's drop that and let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 15. Let's start at 15. Because like I said, this class is about Black and Hispanic brothers and sisters being oppressed together. We are not a separate people. We're not a separate race of people. If you so-called Black, then you come from the tribe of Judah. You come from the tribe of Benjamin. You come from the tribe of Levi. If you're a Hispanic person, you come from the tribe of Issachar. You come from the tribe of Naphtali. You come from the tribe of Asher, Gad, Reuben, Manasseh. You understand? Those are the 12 tribes of Israel. You come from these 12 tribes. If you're from South, if you're from North America, Central and South America. You understand? You descend from Jacob, which is God's chosen people who had the 12 tribes of Israel. You descend from them. You're a great race of people, man. You understand? So let's drop that, and I'm gonna prove it right now. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. Let's start at verse 1, and it said, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations. So this is what God told Israelites. This is what God told Black, Hispanic, so-called Black, Hispanic, and natives. He said, if you keep your side of the bargain and you do everything that I told you to do, you gonna be what? It said, the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all the nations. If we keep our side of the bargain and we do what God told us to do, God said he was going to set us on high above all the nations, man. Above all the nations. You look at America as being great because they got a military and they bombing all these countries. You understand? And then you look at Russia as being great because they defeat Ukraine and they got this powerful military. You look at China as being great because they got all this money and all this wealth and they got all this powerful military. You understand? All these different countries, man. You look at Israel, all these great countries, they great and they big. They got wealth and money and power. And the military, you look at them and it's like, damn. The Lord said we was going to be greater than all of them if we kept his law, statutes, and commandments. If we just simply decided that we're not going to eat pork no more. We're not going to sleep with women and throw them away. You understand? We wasn't going to worship another God. We wasn't going to celebrate these holidays that the white man gave us. The Lord said he was going to set us on high above all the nations. We supposed to be above America. We supposed to be above the Chinese. We supposed to be above the East Indian. We supposed to be above the Arabs. You understand? We supposed to be above the Jewish man, the white man. We supposed to be above all these people. But the reason why we not is because we did not keep our side of the bargain. That's what you don't understand. You understand? So let's keep going. And it said, and all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake them. Like it's blessings that come with being over nations, man. You know what one of those blessings is? That's important. You not being in subjection to another race of people. You understand? You not making yourself a second-class citizen under different people. That's what comes with it. That's a blessing that comes with being on top. That's a blessing that comes with rulership. That's a blessing that comes with the kingdom of heaven, which is what God has been trying to give us since the Garden of Eden. God been trying to give us the kingdom of heaven since the Garden of Eden. And you know what that's a blessing. You know what comes with that blessing? Ruling over everybody else. Not have to worry about your sons and daughters worshiping another God. You understand? Now, I just watched some on TV earlier, right? And it was an African dude in China trying to learn the Chinese culture. He speaks Chinese fluently, and while he's over there in Africa, they shocked that he speaks Chinese. They're like, he speaks Chinese is crazy. You understand? And then in the mix of them talking, they're like, "Why are you coming and buying all this food?" He's like, "Because I'm about to celebrate Christmas." And they was like, and he said, "Are y'all gonna celebrate Christmas?" They said, "No, we don't do that. We celebrate the Chinese New Year." And why is that important? Because the white men have you think that this is what everybody should be celebrating. Everybody should celebrate Christmas. Everybody should celebrate New Year's. It's the truth. This is God's birthday. This is the New Year when it's all a goddamn lie. Nobody should be celebrating that. But really, why the Chinese don't do it is because it's not their culture. It's not a part of their records. That's something new for them. The Chinese got a culture that go back thousands of years, 2, 3, 4,000 years. You understand? And New Year's was never in their culture. Celebrating Christmas was never in their culture. And it's the same thing with black people. This Bible go back thousands of years. This is our culture. This is our records and our history about what happened to us and what's happening to us now. And guess what's not in there? Celebrating Christmas. So why are we doing it? You ain't gonna find nobody in this book that celebrated New Year's, Christmas, holidays, the birthdays, none of that. But you can't find heathens that did it in this Bible. You won't find nobody that ate shrimp, crab, lobster, and pork, but you can find heathens that did it in this Bible. And if somebody was an Israelite that did do it, he was a sinner and he got put to death. You understand? That's our culture. So we not above all these nations right now is because we did not keep our side of the bargain. That's why we not getting blessed in the ghettos of Detroit. That's why we not getting blessed in the ghettos of Sacramento and Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? In Baton Rouge and New Orleans. That's why we not getting blessed in Berkeley and North Oakland, in South Richmond. That's why we not getting blessed in all these different cities that we in. Because we not keeping our side of the bargain. And that's the whole purpose of the ISUBK. That's the whole purpose of us to come out here when you see us on the streets. That's the whole purpose of these classes, to inform our people that God instructed us to do something and we need to do it for our benefit. You cannot believe the white man. You can't trust him because this is what the white man do. The white man is so much of a devil, right? He will convince you to forfeit all of your people for America at the detriment of your people. And no heathen would ever do that. And no heathen would ever do that. You understand? But that's why you shouldn't trust these people, man. You understand? Let's keep on going. We're going to drop that and let's go to 15. All right? And it said, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So that's where we at right now. It said, but if you don't, because really you were supposed to be great. If you it's a two-sided coin. It got heads and tails on it. Bam, you keep this side of it, you're gonna be blessed. You're not gonna be looking for a nation that give you reparations. You ain't gonna be worried about a nation gunning you down in the streets or putting you in prison or telling your woman they can abort their baby. You understand? Other nations gonna come to you for advice. Other nations gonna come to you on what they should do and what they can and can't do. We gonna be in, like I mentioned earlier, the Indians over there drinking milk and out of a bowl with rats. So it's supposed black people supposed to be in that land. And we supposed to be saying, hey, look, we the president of this land. We gonna make a law saying that you ain't supposed to drink milk with rats. You can't eat this. You can't worship these different gods. You can't do this. And we supposed to tell these people who ignorant how to live. Ignorant people ain't supposed to tell us how to live. What the hell? If you black and Hispanic, what the hell are you doing being Catholic? What the hell are you doing being Muslim and Christian? How is it murderous, envious, you understand, ignorant people gonna tell you how to live? So you mean the Catholics, the people that unalived 77 million Native American Indians and abused millions of children is gonna tell you how to live? They got the answer. So you mean to tell me Christians that bomb and put their nose in everybody's business It then hung people on trees from city to city and wiped every whole villages out and burnt down towns and stole businesses. You understand? And shot up schools. They gonna tell you how to live? Come on, man, it's impossible. The white man didn't even know how to bathe until he ran into the Native American Indians, man. What the hell do we need to learn from them? They didn't even know how to live. They didn't even know how to put water on their behind. They didn't know how to wash their clothes. They literally used to wear the clothes until it just fall off of their body from being so goddamn old. You mean to tell me this is who gonna teach us how to live? Come on, man, y'all gotta wake up, man. You understand? But that's like I said, we didn't keep our side of the bargain, so that's where we at with it. Instead of us telling these people how this is how they should live their life, they telling us how we should live our life. They said, but it shall come to pass, meaning what? This is going to happen for sure. And we watching it happen right now. If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, if you decide that you are not going to listen to God, if you decide that you're going to serve the Lord on your own terms like Cain tried to do, you understand what? To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, to observe and do all his statutes that he commanded us to this day. In 2025, he commanded us to this day to keep these statutes. And if you decide that you don't want to do it, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All these curses are going to come upon not only just black people, but Hispanic and Native American Indian people. All these curses are going to come upon us. And that's also another reason how we are able to identify who the children of Israel are by these curses. You understand? We able to identify who God's chosen people is by these curses, and we also able to identify who's not God's people by these curses. The Jewish man ain't God's people. America is not God's land. I don't give a damn how much they pray and sing the national anthem and put "In God We Trust" all over United States currency. This is not God's land. These are not God's people at all. You understand? So now let's get some more. Let's go to because Deuteronomy, man. If you really want to learn about Deuteronomy, you understand. You want to know the real truth, and you want to find out who you is, man. You better read Deuteronomy. You understand? It's so much to read, but I want to get kind of get to the point. All right, lady, let's drop down to 32. Salaki. All right, let's go to 32. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people. This was one of the curses. I know y'all seen that video, because remember, this class is about Black, Hispanic, and Natives being oppressed together. I know you seen a video, or you seen that picture where it's a sister that got a baby with her husband, but they got separated at the border. You understand? So the husband is on this side of the fence with the baby, and the mom is on this side of the fence with the baby, and she has to feed the baby through the fence, breastfeed the baby through the fence. Insane that, like, we going through that type of inhumane. You understand? Now, it's crazy that we going through that right now, man. We going through that evil right there. That's evil. Like, imagine having a baby and you can't even hug this baby. You can barely even touch it. You got to breastfeed the baby through the fence. And they didn't even know telling how long you're able to do that. It's insane, man. Let's read it. It said, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Like, your sons and your daughters going to be given into another people. You know how many children went missing at the border since 2017? Guess how many children been missing since 2017? And not even including the ones that they lost. They lost 1,500 children. Nobody knows what happened. They're just missing. Then on top of that, they separate children from their parents, and then they giving children to parents that the child didn't even belong to this parent. So they taking kids away and then they giving them back to people who they don't even belong to. Literally, this is literally what's going on at the border right now. You understand? And guess what? This also happened to black and natives in slavery. The same thing happened. You understand? You would have a kid, raise it up to about 2 or 3, then sell the kid to a whole other plantation. Then you would never see your kid again. Let's read that again. And it said, "Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people, and thine eyes shall look." And look, our sons and our daughters shall be given into another people. You understand? And it said, "And fail with longing for them all the day long." And while your eyes gonna look and fail for longing for them all the day long, meaning that you gonna wish and you gonna hope and you gonna be staring at that door, hoping that these people is not as evil as they is, and they gonna bring your kid back. You gonna be hoping that this is just a joke. The world can't be this evil when really the world is that evil. Your oppressor is that goddamn evil. Like I said, over 5,000 children have been separated from their families at the border since 2017. You understand? They literally got. When I seen this documentary, this a lady went in there and was asking about the children being separated from their families, and they had children from ranging from the teenagers to 10 years old to 1 years old to 0, newborn babies that's not even one yet, just 0, separated from their children. Then they put them inside these dog cages, and they put them inside these big rooms. It's called an ice box. That's how all the brothers and sisters, who they call migrants, described it. It's called the ice box because it's so goddamn cold. So cold, and they put them in them damn rooms together, and they can't play, they can't do nothing. They just laying there, not knowing what the hell gonna happen to them, not knowing when they gonna see their parents again. And then you, on the other hand, on the other side of the detention center, not knowing when you gonna see them again. And it said, "Our eyes shall look and fail for longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand." And you're not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. You're not going to be able to do nothing about it. The same way black people weren't able to do nothing about it. This is a curse that we single-handedly suffer from to this day. And that's why I just read in Deuteronomy the 28:15, it said, "Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments to this day." Even in 2025, we got to be doing this. And even in 2025, these curses follow us. That's the only people. That's why we the only people that suffer from this curse that I'm specifically reading about right now as we speak. Everybody don't suffer from this. You understand? Let's keep going. And it said, "And thou shalt be only oppressed." And no, it's like I'm gonna keep verse 33. The fruit of the fruit of thy land and all thy. Okay, I'm tripping. Yeah, 33. "The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up." And guess what? America belonged to the Native American Indians. It belonged to the Hispanics. It belonged to the indigenous people that was here that already occupied this land before European settlers came here. You understand? But what did it say about these other people that came here? About, you know what I'm saying? What did it say? "The fruit of thy land and all thy labors," the fruit of your land and all your labors. What is it talking about? The fruit of your land. Talking specifically about, you understand, your crops. You understand, your livestock, your labors. You built all of the great cities and countries and roads that you built for your people to make this a civilization for your people. What did it say? "Shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up." Like, everybody want to talk about the Palestinian war and the Jewish occupation, right? Let me just, and I'm gonna just say this, right? What's going on with the Palestinians is absolutely horrible, and nobody should go through that. Bombing innocent women and children, and bombing hospitals and school where the innocent is, and that's something that a coward would do. But that's what the Jewish people, they're cowards. So I'm gonna just say that it's evil what's happening to them. But let me just say this, right? It said, "Shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up?" The Palestinians are not getting oppressed how the indigenous people of America are being oppressed. You know how I know? The Chinese, I mean the Palestinians, they still speak an Arab language that belongs to them. The Palestinians still worship an Arab God that belongs to them. The Palestinians You understand? And the rest of the Arabs are still in the Middle East, even though they're getting kicked out of Palestine, but specifically Palestine. They didn't get the whole Middle East taken from them. They still there. So when we talk about this Jewish occupation and the Palestinians being done wrong, you need to have that same outlook on what's been done to the Native American Indians and the indigenous people of these lands. The Guatemalans, the Peruvians, the Puerto Ricans, the Venezuelans, the Panamanians, the Mexicans, the Ecuadorians, the Brazilians. You understand? You need to have that same outlook on what's going on, what's happening to them, because guess what? The Jewish occupation and what's going on in Israel and going on in Palestine, this happened 75 years ago. Guess how long the indigenous people of America been being oppressed? For 500 years, since 1492. They've been getting oppressed. And not only did they get the whole America took from them, not just the Gaza Strip or just one little part, they got the entire land took from them, and they've been put on reservations to where now people don't even know that they exist no more. You understand? They got the entire land took from them. And on top of that, they got their language took from them. They got their gods that they worship took from them. They got their culture took from them completely, man. You understand? So let's talk about that. Let's put a little bit more emphasis on what's going on with natives and the indigenous people in here in America before we decide to go outside and try to give love to somebody that's a neighbor to us. Love starts at home. You understand? We gotta look out for the Hispanic people. We gotta look out for the Native Americans, because what's been done to them is a great evil. But guess what? The Bible said that was going to happen. That's how you know that the Native American Indians and the indigenous people of this land are God's chosen people. Let's keep going. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Look at it, you're going to be oppressed and crushed always. Everybody in the world knows Black, Hispanic, and Natives have been being oppressed for the last 500 years in America. Everybody knows this. You understand? This Palestinian thing, this is something new. This something new. When this been happening to us for 500 years, and nobody talks about it. Nobody want to bring that up and talk about that. When they actually tell us that we should forgive and forget. At one point in time, this is what they tell me. At one point in time, everybody was conquered. Everybody went into slavery. Everybody man, but nobody tells the Jewish man to get over what Hitler did to them, though. You understand? But instead, they say that the Jewish people got a right to hate Hitler. If you ask the Jewish people, should they love Hitler, they're going to say, hell no. If you ask a Black man or Hispanic man, should they love America, they're going to say, yeah. 50% of us voted for Donald Trump. Yeah, we should love America. And that's the difference between us and them. And that's why Black and Hispanic people should rule. Because even after being oppressed for 500 years, we still find a way to love somebody. We still find a way to have compassion on people and look out for people and love them and treat them good. We still find a way to do that. You understand? And that's why if we was in rulership, we would not do what Donald Trump do by deporting the people that built this country and that make this country great. We wouldn't do what he does. We wouldn't do what Andrew Jackson did. We wouldn't do what George Washington did. And all these people that was really evil that y'all look up to and y'all hold in admiration and y'all make statues and put them all over America as being pioneers and great conquerors and somebody that you love for helping you build America, you wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that. You understand? But like I said, this was something that they said was going to happen to the Israelites, not everybody. You understand? It said, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eye, which thou shalt see. And we supposed to be mad at what's going on with our people. You understand? We supposed to be like, damn, why are we oppressed? Why are we crushed? Why is this our land? Why do we invented everything? From the cell phone to the TV, you know what I'm saying? The gaming system, the drones, the microwave, the refrigerator, the car, anything you could think of, it was built and it was created from the mind of a Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. If I'm lying, I'm flying. What y'all be saying? You understand? If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Expose me, but I'm not. We did it all. We did things that innovated not just America, but the entire world. Like look at the lawnmower. Black man created the lawnmower, and guess what? They used that over the entire world. But it started here in America from black people. You understand? And then from there, they created all these different other lawnmower brands, but it all came from us. You see what I'm saying? Like we supposed to be on top, but it's supposed to make you mad knowing that we did all these great things. We had all these great inventions, and we're not able to reap the benefit of any of it. You understand? We just a proverb and a byword here. We just some people that should be oppressed. And that's why if you black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, you gotta understand that salvation is for you. They want to tell you that, oh yeah, it ain't about race. No, race is one of the most important cards in the entire deck. You understand? It's way better than the goddamn spade. Race is about like salvation, because that's what black and Hispanic people need. We need salvation. Salvation is about race. We are people that need salvation. The whole world don't need. The Chinese don't need salvation. The Jewish man don't need salvation. Salvation is about race. The kingdom of heaven is about race. God's chosen people is about race, man. Because we've been being destroyed in his house. And this is what I want you to understand, right? Like I said, the Lord gave black, Hispanic, and natives instructions on how to live our life and what to do and what not to do while he's not here. We all been left alone at home. You understand? With our siblings. And our parents told us, hey, look it, don't do this. Don't open the front door. Don't open the door for nobody. Don't go outside. Don't be turning my air on. Don't be opening my refrigerator. Put the meat out. Put it on the table. Make sure you thaw it out. Take the trash out. They gave us instructions on what to do while they're gone, while they at work, while they doing whatever it is that they're doing. You understand? But this is the thing. The white man didn't obey the instructions of God. The white man didn't obey the instructions of God. And that's why when Christ returned, when our Father sends Christ to return, they're going to have to pay for what they did. They will get punished the same way you will punish your children. If you come back and they didn't put the meat out to thaw, they was opening the door for strangers. They was playing on the phone, making prank phone calls. They was doing everything that you told them not to do. They going to get punished for doing that. The white man has to be punished for what he did to black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians in this house called America. He has to be punished for it. You understand? Because he's not gonna hold himself accountable. He a devil. He ain't gonna hold himself accountable. But that's why Christ has to come return. Our Father has to send Christ to return to put Delta behind. Got to. Because he ain't gonna do it himself. You understand? It's like it. He said, where we at with it, man? Verse 35. The Lord shall smite thee in the knee and in the legs. Okay, I ain't gonna read all that, man, because that is gonna go deep. Let's drop down one verse, 36. And it said, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. What is that wood and stone talking about? That wood and stone is talking about Islam and Christianity. Because like I told you at the beginning of the class, when you read Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5, the Lord said he taught us statutes and judgments. He didn't teach us religion. He didn't teach us how to be Muslim and how to be Christian. But it said these specific people that come to oppress us, they was going to take us and our king, and they was going to have us serving other gods. Is that not what black and Hispanic people are doing right now? I mean, you let us tell it. We the biggest Muslims. Like you got to think about it. Being a Muslim wasn't popular at all until Malcolm X became a Muslim. Until black people started the Nation of Islam and became Muslims, and then it was this big, powerful thing that you should be a part of because we give everything flavor that we do, even if it's wrong, even if it's against God. We give it flavor. If it weren't for Malcolm X and all these different brothers that came out and decided to be Muslim and be a part of the Arab culture, then it would not be something that black people were doing in O Block, and doing in Chicago, and doing in Detroit, and doing in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And doing in the prison system. Because that's really what they really doing in that prison system. It's a jailhouse religion. You understand? They won't be doing it there. If it weren't for black people, the world wouldn't be Christians. There's millions and billions of Christians in the world. You think that they Christians because this is a religion of God? You think they Christians because the Christians actually follow what Christ said to do? No. They Christians because black people made it popular. We made being Christian great. We go to church and we cry and sway left and right. We give a woman a voice. We give everybody a choice to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? We give refuge for the homosexuals, and you know what I mean? It's a spectacle. We made it great because you could do whatever it is that you want to do inside the Christian church. You understand? We made if it weren't for black people making the Christian church great, nobody in the world would be doing it. You get to go there and sing and dance. Every black singer, R&B singer and singer that come out of the black community started in the Christian church. Name one that didn't. The Isley Brothers, R. Kelly. You understand? Who else? Anybody you can name, they started in the goddamn Christian church, man. You understand? Because that's all the Christian church is about. It's about singing and dancing and clapping and crying. You understand? That's all in paying tithes. If it wasn't for us taking it actually serious and trying to really be a Christian, the world won't want to be Christians. You understand? Nobody would want to do that. But what did it say? The Lord shall. What did it say? What did it say? He said, "Thou shalt serve other gods, even wood and stone, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword." What is an astonishment and a proverb and a byword? Does anybody know? What is an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword? Somebody tell me. 1 second. So like it. What is a proverb and a byword? The Lord said that if you were so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, I just gave it to you. If you black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian, you were once known as the princes and princesses of God. You was once known as God's chosen people. What are you gonna be known as now? What is a proverb and a byword? I gave it to you twice. For time's sake, I'm just give it to you. A proverb and a byword. Okay, first, a proverb is like a nickname. And the same thing with a byword. You know what I mean? It's a nickname. It's okay. Just give me here. It's a nickname. So instead of you being known as Princess Nazam, Nah, they ain't gonna know you as Nah. You know what I'm saying? But they just gonna know you as NA for short. And then over time, that name keep getting bastardized to where you're a total different. You have a total different name now. You understand? So like, turn the mic off. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So instead of you being known as the person that you actually are, you gonna be known as something totally different. You understand? You're gonna be known as something totally different. That's what a proverb and a byword is. So let's read that again. And it said, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword. Black people are the only people on the planet that's a proverb and a byword. Just like I was mentioning earlier with the Palestinians. The Palestinians, they've been getting land took for about 75 years now, the Jewish occupation. But guess what? They didn't get took from them. They didn't get their culture took from them. They didn't get the God they worship took from them. They didn't get their language took from them. You understand? They didn't get their name took from them. They still known as Palestinians, even though the Jewish man is there. So what happened to us? Let me tell you what happened to us. So because I gotta relate, I gotta put it in. I gotta talk about heathens for you to understand. Okay, so if the Palestinians got their name took from Palestine to Israelis, then it's like, damn, that's messed up. If the Palestinians went from worshiping the Arab God to worshiping a Jewish God, that would be a problem. If the Palestinians went from having Arab last names to having Jewish last names like Seinfeld, then that would be a problem. You see what I'm saying? But they still have everything that's surrounding them and their culture and their God. They just get their land took from them and they get killed, which is unfortunate, by the way. You understand? But for black people and Hispanic people, what does it say? Thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations which the Lord shall lead thee. But we become an astonishment. It should be astonishing to see a Native American and a Mexican and a black man with those names. That should be astonishment to see that we didn't came so far as to we don't even know who we are no more. We don't even hold the title of the princes of God, the princesses of God, no more. We not known as that. We known as niggas, spits, wets back, savages, criminals, drug dealers, abusers. You understand? Drug addicts, jailhouse. That's what we known as now. The Bible said that was going to happen to us. It didn't happen to the Palestinians. It didn't happen to the Jewish man. It didn't happen to the Arabs, to the Chinese. It didn't happen to nobody but us. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. That's how we know that we the Israelites. You might not have knew who your dad was your entire life, your sisters, your brothers, your family, but you will know that you're Israelite because the curses of this book right here. This is a living book right now. Because of these curses, you will understand and know that you are Israelite because of these curses, man. Because everybody don't fit these curses. That's all I'm saying. Everybody don't fit these curses. You understand? Like I said, Donald Trump, like for example, right? I'm gonna tell you how everybody don't fit these curses. Donald Trump and them grandfather oppressed the Jewish people, right? They had German last names. They came to move to America and they changed their name from German last names. They changed their own name from German last names to American names like Trump. They did that themselves. Nobody conquered them and made them change their names. You understand? But that's what like black people, we got our names stolen from us. It went from Sitting Bull, you understand, from Geronimo, from strong, masculine warrior names to George. You understand? You only want to be called Jorge. You don't want to be called Jorge. That's too Mexican. That's too native for you. So it went to George. You understand? It went to Victor. It went to, you know what I'm saying, Jesus. It went to goddamn what's some black names? I'm black, I can't even think of no black names. What's some black names? You understand? Demetrius. You understand? We got all these different names and we're not known as the people of God no more. That's the purpose. That's the purpose. Instead of what I'm saying. It said, thou shalt carry, let's drop that, let's go to 45, I believe. Let's go to 44. Oh, no, matter of fact, let's go to 43. And it said, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Who is that stranger? That stranger is talking about Europeans, the Chinese. Like, how the hell was the Chinese able to come to America after we've been enslaved here for the last 400, 500 years? How are they able to come to America and build a Chinatown in every major city? How are they able to do that when the Native Americans starving and freezing to death on the reservations? Women coming up missing, and it's being underreported. It's been highly underreported on how many women being taken and stolen and kidnapped off these damn reservations. How the hell is the Chinese, who is, mind you, immigrant, one of the biggest illegal immigrants, how the hell is he able to come here and do what? Let's read that again. The stranger that is within thee shall get up very, very high. Shalaki. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. How the hell is these strangers able to come to America after we didn't put our blood, sweat, and tears, gave y'all our children and everything that belonged to us, man? How they able to come to this land and be set up high above black people and above Hispanic people and above Native people. How? How are they able to do that? You understand? Because when you lose your culture, you're gonna pick up something to substitute that. You see what I'm saying? When you lose something, you're gonna pick up something to substitute that. And that's what we did, man. You understand? It's just like, for example, if your teacher, if you in school and your teacher happens to die, unfortunately, your teacher died untimely death. You understand? You're gonna have to get another teacher to teach you what it is that you're trying to get educated on. That whatever it is that you're going to school for. You understand? You're gonna have to get a new teacher. That's black people in America. You understand? We lost our culture. We lost our whole way of life. We lost. It's completely lost. We don't even know it belongs to us no more. So now we got to pick up something else to give us, you know what I mean? That give us some spunk, something else to give us some life. Because our laws, our culture gave us life. It made us feel good. You know what I mean? It feel good not to sleep with somebody else's wife. It feel good not to sell drugs. It feel good not to be killing my brother for no goddamn reason. It feel good to know that one, women ain't are half dressed selling their body. You understand? It feel good that they ain't got no OnlyFans. It feel good that it's two people raising children in the household. You ain't got no single mother household. You ain't got no single father household. That feel good. You understand? So if you lose that, if you just happen to lose that, you spent your entire existence. You understand? Since the beginning of time, living like that, living righteous, living good, living great. Till you losing that, you're going to try to find something to pick up. You know what I'm saying? You're going to try to find something to pick up. And guess what? We picked up that wood and stone we just read about. We picked up Christianity, Islam. We picked up burning sage. You understand? We picked up crystals. We picked up tarot card reading. You understand? We picked up all these different things to try to give us what we lost. And you can never get that back unless you couldn't go back to what you lost. And the only way you can find that and come back to that is here in ISUBK. That's it. And that's the whole purpose of us, like I said, us coming out here teaching these classes. You understand? The whole purpose of us going out and teaching on the streets. We could be doing something totally different. You understand? I got to go to work in a few hours. Work night shift. I got to go work at 12 o'clock and I'll get off to 8, 9 in the morning. You understand? But I'm sacrificing that because it's important. Like, it's not like Christians, they want to have you believe that it's everybody else's responsibility to fix the black community, to fix the Hispanic community, to fix the native reservations. They want to have you believe that it's everybody else's responsibility when it's yours. I don't expect the white man to fix the black community. I don't expect the Chinese man that came to America after we've been enslaved for 400 years to fix the black community. You understand? I don't expect nobody to do it. But if I'm black, I'm Hispanic, Native American, it's up to us. It's our duty. We got to do it. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. And you shouldn't expect them to. You understand? Just like they shouldn't expect for you to fix Palestine, fix Palestine. You understand? And fix Ukraine, and fix any other race. They shouldn't expect you to do it, and they're not going to expect you to do it. You understand? But if you keep putting yourself as a second-class citizen to these people, they're going to expect you to do it. They're going to think it's down at your job. Hey, man, what are you doing? You're supposed to be serving us. Where your Palestinian flag at? You understand? Where your Ukrainian flag at? Go march. Go speak out about us. But meanwhile, you've been getting oppressed longer than anybody in human existence. Literally. But they want you to go out and speak for everybody else. Man, get up out of here with that garbage, man. You understand? What they say? Let's keep going. And they said, where was I at? They said, I said in verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Right? These strangers able to come to America and able to get above us very high. Like the Chinese, if you look at how the Chinese was able to fix to get back in power and to fix China, they came to America and they set up a Chinatown in every major city. Till now, China is strong. You understand? China is very strong for what they did. They came to America and they separated themselves from everybody else, and nobody looked at them as being a racist hate group for doing it. You understand? The Bible said they're gonna be set up high above us. You understand? And that's why we don't care about the commentary we get. We don't care about all the commentary that we get for wanting to separate from everybody else and put black people and Hispanic people and natives above everybody else. We don't give a damn because everybody else doing it. You ain't saying nothing to them. The Chinese doing it. Go to Chinatown trying to get a job. Nigga, they not gonna hire you. Because they practicing what we practice in the UPK. You understand? We completely separate from everybody else. We don't want to come together with everybody. Everybody gets strong from doing that, but when we try to do it, we a hate group, we a cult, and all garbage that they spill. When they doing it too, and ain't nothing, and I don't fault them for doing that. I actually applaud them for doing that, and we should do the same thing. Because I've seen how strong they get. I see how they was at the 400 years of us working hard, blood, sweat, and tears, dying to build this country up. I see how they was able to come here in the last 20 years and rise up above black people by being separate. Damn, I can't do nothing but applaud y'all. We need to do the same thing. We need to do the exact same thing. You understand? Let's keep going. He said, and thou shalt come down very low. And guess what? Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we are very low in our communities. You understand? We got to work. You understand? First of all, we can't even get a job because we felons. Like this, personal little testimony. You know how hard it was for me to get a job fresh out of prison? I went to prison, came home. It was so hard to get a goddamn job. I didn't know. I'm like, damn, I thought it was easy. You know what I mean? I was applying for jobs that said, your background don't even matter, and still couldn't get one. You understand? Meanwhile, the Chinese, they set up a Chinatown. People come here as immigrants from China. They give them a job just because they're Chinese. That's what we need to be able to do. Brothers and sisters, get out of prison. You understand? Hey, man, look, go work there. Whoa. You know what I mean? That's what we supposed to be doing, man. And it said, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Right. These people are able to help black people and lend to black people and give us something. They actually able to do something for black people, but they don't do it, obviously, because they devils. We're not able to fix nobody. We're not able to help nobody. You understand? And it said, they shall be the head, and he shall be the tail. They are the head. And that's why the Deuteronomy 7 and 6 is so powerful. Because the Bible say that we are a separate people above all people over the face of the earth. Why that's so important? Because God knows that there's no such thing as equality and everybody being equal and coming together. Somebody has to be the head and somebody has to be the tail. That's just how life goes. You understand? Ain't no such thing as equality, everybody equal. Somebody got to be the head and somebody got to be the tail. And the Lord is so powerful. He knew that. And he understood that. And that's why he said, you're going to be above all people over the face of the earth. You're going to be above all people. You understand? And the only way you can be above all people is if you keep these laws, these statutes, and these commandments. That's the only way you can be above all people. You cannot be above all people if you taking their culture and their way of life. They better at it than you. It belongs to them. It literally belongs to them. You think you can be a better Muslim than Muslims? No. You think you can be a better Christian than Christians? You think you can burn sage better than the East Indians who started all that burning sage and smoking weed? No, you can't. That belongs to them. But you know what you can be better at them as? Serving God. You could definitely be better than the oppressor and every heathen as serving God, because it was only given to you to know the oracles of God, to know these statutes and these. It was only given to you. That's in the Bible. You understand? Let's keep going. And it said, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee. Look, all these curses that's in this book supposed to come upon us and pursue us. Meaning what? We're going to be running from these curses. You understand? We're going to be running from them, and it ain't going to be nowhere we can run them. You understand? We're going to find ourselves in a situation getting. I just seen the police pull somebody over in the snow, had him handcuffed, had him on his back, on the ground, hands behind his back, handcuffed, and he was standing on top of this man's chest. Standing on this man's chest in the snow. Why he handcuffed on the ground? White man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You understand? We're gonna be trying to run. We're gonna be trying to run from these curses, man. And it ain't gonna be nowhere you can run. It ain't gonna be nowhere you can run. They're gonna follow you everywhere you go. We seen the people. We seen the Israelites that left Chicago and that left the Midwest that went to Dimona. They left and went to Dimona, and they tried to run from these curses. And guess what? It's like it followed them there. You understand? They went to Dimona, to the land of Israel, saying we got to leave America, America evil, just for them to go set up a community right next to a nuclear plant. They probably catching cancer from radiation and all that. On top of all the child molestation that's going on over there. You understand? Don't think just because they're black, I ain't gonna talk about it. Yeah, they got a lot of child molestation going on over there. And what happened? They tried to run from these curses. You cannot run from God. That's what you gotta understand. You can't run from judgment. And it shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. And that's what's going on in the black Hispanic and Native American community. We absolutely destroyed. You understand? And it said, because thou hearken not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments. Why is this happening to us? Because we decided that we wasn't going to listen to God. We decided that we was going to listen to T.D. Jakes after this man came out and said he been swallowing up. We decided we was going to listen to a Christian pastor named Creflo Dollar. He ain't got the name Ezekiel and Isaiah and Jacob. You understand? Paul, he ain't got a regular name. You understand? He ain't got a regular name. This nigga name is Creflo Dollar. That should let you know everything you need to know. That should tell you everything that you need to know. You understand? What did it say? Why did this happen? Because we did not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded this day. This is the only thing that gives you protection. It's the only thing that separates you from everybody else. You think you got protection because you got a gun. You think you got protection because you educated, you got a degree. Or if you Hispanic and you just voted for Trump, you think you got protection because you're not an illegal. If you let you tell it. Well, none of those things give you protection. The only thing that give you protection is God. Is the most high power. That's the only thing that's able to give you protection, man. And that's what you gotta understand. Your protection don't come from all these false realities, false identities, and all that. That don't give you protection. You understand? Let's keep reading. In verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wondering, and upon thy seed forever. So like I said, that's how we know that we Israelites. Because it said these curses and these blessings are going to be upon us for a sign and a wondering forever throughout all our generations. Not just in the time of Moses, not just in the time of Christ and, a few thousand years ago, but forever. You understand why? Because the God of this Bible is the God of the Israelites. And we are people that exist to this day. You understand? We just discontinue from our heritage like Jeremiah 17:4 said. So we being told that we're black and Hispanic and Native and all these different, names. But our true identity is Israelites. The 12 tribes of Israel. You understand? And what did it say? And it shall be upon thy seed forever for a sign and a wondering. And this is supposed to be a sign. Because when you read Baruch, it said we're going to wake up in the land of our captivity and we're going to remember who he is. And we're going to call upon the Lord our God. You understand? We're going to call it. And that's what we're doing right now. That's what we've been doing since 1969. You see what I'm saying? And it said, verse 47. It said, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst. Right? It said because you decided that you did not want to serve God in gladness and in being thankful and humble, you're going to serve your enemies. That's how God works. He said, if you don't want to serve me, I'm going to make you serve your enemies, man. That's what the Bible said. And so guess what you got to understand? The oppressor is not your friend. Donald Trump is not your friend because you voted for him. The white man and woman is not your friend because y'all work together, y'all got a job together, y'all went to school together, and you know what I mean. Both your kids is biracial, and no, they're your enemy. You understand? Let's read that again. It said, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst." Right? So we serving our enemies, and guess what? The Lord sent them against us. You understand? The Lord, they don't think that the white man is just powerful. Like y'all so caught up in the white man. Y'all think he's just so strong and so just no. The white man is a coward and he's weak and he's garbage. You understand? He didn't do everything he did because he was strong and mighty. You think that he can defeat some Native American Indians riding horses without no saddle, no nothing, riding horses, shooting arrows with riding a horse with no hands, shooting bow and arrows. You think that a white man can defeat them with a gun? Impossible. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? It ain't, these niggas is warriors. It ain't happening. White man didn't defeat us because he's just a great warrior, and he defeated us because he's a devil, and he was willing to do things that we were not willing to do, and our God was not with us. That's the main reason. You understand? Instead of in nakedness, in hunger, and in thirst, right? We gotta everything. Like I said, we built America. You understand? But still, when we created all these inventions and all these great things, but we still gotta go to him for water. We still gotta go to him for food and clothes. When the Hispanic people, they the ones in the fields picking all your produce, from fruits to vegetables. They doing it all, and they doing it quick, fast, efficient, and it look great when they doing it. You understand? They the ones doing it, but the food belong to you, the field belong to you, because you oppress us, and you give us a percentage of everything that we own. You understand? They out there paying them Hispanics. You understand? What, a few dollars an hour, $1 an hour, sometimes a cents an hour. They giving them literally prison wages. When you go to prison, they be paying you like 70 cents, even not even that. Work in prison in PIA. You understand? To work behind the wall. They not giving you no money. They doing the same thing with Hispanic people. You understand? When you out there doing that, so they take hard labor. They take hard labor to do what the Hispanic people do. They do what black people do. That's hard labor. And instead of you reaping some type of benefit from it and being able to feed your family and survive and thrive, you understand? What did it say? And in nakedness and in want of all things, we're not able to survive off what we get. We're not able to survive off all our labors. You understand? And it said, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Right? The Bible says he's going to put a yoke of iron upon our neck until he have destroyed us. When did that happen? That happened in slavery. If you look up slave images right now and you look up yoke of iron, guess what's going to pop up? Black people, Hispanic people. Because that's literally what they did. They put a yoke of iron on our neck. And he said this yoke of iron was going to be on our neck until he destroyed us. And that's exactly what happened. Everybody think that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves and he was all for black people. No, he didn't. They took that yoke of iron off our neck once they realized we was destroyed. Destroyed from what? We was destroyed from knowing who the hell we is. 3-4 generations went by. We wasn't even able to speak, to learn the Bible, to read the Bible, and do all that shit to where we forgot, slacking for my language, to where we ended up forgetting who we was completely. We were just Christians now. We were just Catholics and Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. We completely forgot who we was. Who we were. You understand? What did it say? Read it again. It said, put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. After slavery, they took that yoke of iron off because now it was safe. They don't realize who they is, because if you knew who you was, you would rebel. That's what Nat Turner did. Nat Turner knew who he was and he rebelled because of it. He was like, man, you know what? Black people in America, Israelites. And guess what he did? He rebelled and he went on a murder spree, killing the oppressor. And now I'm not saying that we should ever do anything like that, but I understand. You understand? So when they took this yoke of iron off our neck, they didn't have to worry about black people knowing who we were anymore because we completely separated ourselves and discontinued from who we was. You understand? And not only just black people, but Hispanic and Native American Indians as well. You think Mexicans and Guatemalans and Peruvians and everybody else, you think they speak Spanish because that language belongs to them? No, they were conquered by Spaniards. You understand? You think the Native American Indians speak English and Spanish because that's their language? No, they were conquered by Europeans who spoke English and Spanish. And in return, they gave us their language and they gave us their culture, their way of life, and they gave us their gods. And that's why we got to come back to who we are. You understand? We got to come back to what makes us strong, not what makes them strong. You understand? I'm going to drop that. Let's go to 49. I think I'm going to get like 60 of them in the class after this. And it said, and the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Right, and the Bible said the Lord was going to bring a nation from afar off. They came all the way from Europe to come to America. They came all the way from Europe to get us from the west coast of Africa to bring us to America to oppress us. He said he's going to come as far as swift as the eagle flieth. When you look at European countries and the animal that symbolizes their country, it's always the eagle. Look up France, it's the eagle. Look up Greece, it's the eagle. Look up America, it's the eagle. Look up Britain, it's the eagle. The eagle has look up ancient Rome, and Rome to this day, the eagle has always represented Europeans, man. Art since their existence, it always represented them. So let's read it again. It said, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. The eagle is in our court systems on flags. You understand? The eagle is on the back of United States currency. It's on quarters. It's everywhere because the eagle represents America. You understand? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Right. Everybody talking about the Palestinians getting their land took, but the Palestinians still got their culture and their whole way of life and their language and they everything. They understand their language, but guess what? Over here in America, we speak in a language that we did not understand prior to Europeans coming here, prior to Pilgrims coming here, and the British and the Dutch and the Italians and the British. You understand? Prior to them coming here, we didn't understand this European language, Spanish and English. We didn't understand it at all. But the Lord said that was going to happen to us, not everybody. And it said, in the fruit of thy land, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, and said thou be destroyed. Right, and that's what they're doing right now. The Hispanics in the field picking all these produce just for them to eat the benefits of just for them to reap the benefits of being able to eat organic or go on an organic diet. You understand? Be able to eat black Angus and all that. Because Hispanic people, you got to thank them for that. You see what I'm saying? Which also shall not cleave, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, oil, or the increase of thine kind, or the flocks of thy sheep, until thou be destroyed. And guess what? These people they're gonna take all this from us, and they're not gonna give us anything because we serving a greedy race of people. You mean to tell me slavery generated over $25 trillion? And black people can't get reparations? I ain't gonna say reparations gonna fix anything because you can't bandage an open wound. But I'm just saying, like, you ain't gonna give us none at all, but then you sending billions to Ukraine. You paying restitution and welfare to the Jewish man every goddamn year. And black people can't get nothing. Come on, Hispanic people can't get nothing. It's crazy. You know what I mean? In verse 52. Let's drop down to 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you is very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Right, and the man that's really about the business, man, the real soldiers, their eye gonna be evil towards their own brothers. That's what's going on right now. That's why we got black and Hispanic gangs, and we got black on black crime, Hispanic on Hispanic crime, because we oppressed, and we don't know who to take this anger out on. We don't know who to take this frustration out on, but each other, because we in the ghettos with each other. You understand? That's why you got Black people that hate Hispanics, Hispanic people that hate black people, because we don't know who to take our frustration out on, because we being oppressed in the ghetto together. We don't have anything. And it's been going on for 500 years. So, of course, I'm going to end up hating the brother that live next to me. That's how I go. You understand? And towards the wife of thy bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Right, and then this is why you got single parent households. The man said the man gonna leave the house. And he gonna be evil towards his wife, evil towards his children. He gonna leave and gonna have single parent households. This is what Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians suffer with. This is curses that the Lord said was gonna be upon us. You understand? Let's drop that. Let's go to. Let's go to 68. This will be my last scripture. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And it said, let's go to 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. The Lord scattered us among all people. That's why, like, everybody talk about the transatlantic slave trade, right? But did you know that the transatlantic slave trade started with Taino Indians from Haiti and from Puerto Rico being kidnapped by Christopher Columbus in 1942 and being taken back to Europe? You understand? He made a few trips from Puerto Rico and Haiti back to Europe, bringing Taino Indians, which are today the so-called Puerto Ricans. That was the first transatlantic slave trade. The black slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, didn't happen until almost 100 years later. That was the first slave trade, man. You understand? And then they went to Europe and set up cities like Cabez and all that. You know what I mean? But the Lord said that that was going to happen. He was going to scatter us among all people. You got Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians that's everywhere, because we didn't fought wars, fighting American wars everywhere. We went to the different lands. We slept with these different women and had children by these different women. It's just so much going to it. We scattered everywhere, man. You understand? Let's keep going. It said, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shalt thou the sole of thy foot find rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and a sorrow of mind. And it said, these places that the Lord going to scatter us, we're going to serve all these other nations, and we're not going to find no rest. We're going to find no rest for the sole of our feet. You know how you work all day and the sole of your feet hurt and you can't wait to get home? We're going to go do that every single day until you get 70 years old, to where you're not going to be able to enjoy life no more, or even enjoy your 401k and enjoy your your retirement. You understand? That's called slavery. That's called oppression. You understand? Let's keep going. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. And that's what's going on with the Hispanic people right now. Their life is hanging in doubt every single day. Donald Trump did say, we need to go get the migrants from church, catch them at school, dropping their kids off. We're going to round them up, and we're going to send them back to their country because they're illegal immigrants. Your life is hanging what did it say? I want to paraphrase. And thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. And thy life shall hang in doubt. Our life hanging in doubt every single day. The Hispanic people don't know when they're going to get deported. They don't know when they're going to get sent back to the land and get separated from their family. The Haitians too. You understand? And soon you're going to see this happen to black people as well. You understand? These are all curses that the 12 tribes of Israel suffer from. All right? And let's jump down to 48. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. How did black people get to America? We got to America with ships. The transatlantic slave trade is prophesied in the Old Testament, in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, by Moses. It said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. When you read the Bible, after the first time, Moses and them never went back into Egypt again. So why is it saying again, and this time it's going to be with ships? Because this was a prophecy about Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians going on slavery again. You understand? By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Right, we're not going to see our homeland again. When we was on the west coast of Africa, we was able to just walk back into our homeland. But now we're not able to do that because we always cross the Atlantic in America to get no person. We're not able to do that no more. You know, so that's why we're not gonna see our homeland no more again. It ain't meaning like forever. It just means for a time. You understand? Thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Right, and it said when we get there, we're gonna be sold into our enemies, not our friends. We're gonna be sold into our enemies. Why? Because only an enemy will sell you and separate your children at the border and separate your children on oxen blocks. Only your enemy will hang you on trees from city to city and put drugs in your community and tell your women to abort their baby and tell you to get over slavery. Lace yourself up by you. Only an enemy would tell you something like that. But the Lord said that what was going to happen to us, man. You understand? And they said, no man shall buy thee. And you shall be sold for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy thee. Meaning what? Nobody is going to be able to save you. Marcus Garvey tried to save us with the Go Back to Africa movement. We went to Africa, we went to Liberia, and we started getting ate by the Liberians literally like hamburgers. They start eating us alive like hamburgers. Malcolm X tried to do it. He tried to save us. You understand? Martin Luther King tried to save us. You had all these different leaders that popped up trying to save black people, and it didn't happen. You understand? Because the Lord said nobody was going to be able to give you salvation but Christ. But guess what? You can come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander Junior Hunter, and you can find out how to live again. You can find out how to keep what the Lord, keep the instructions that the Lord said that you needed to survive here. You understand? But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the class. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tune in to IHBK Sacramento, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the Pacific Northwest as well. Yahweh Shemel, shout out to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemel, shout out to the sisters. Shalom.